Hi guys, it's Han here. Today we are taking a look at a 2024 Honda Touring top trim of the Accord. Thanks K-Chen's Insist. Buy Honda from Chen. Thank you for subscribing, like, comment forward, light up the bell. The Honda Accord is one of the most important models in Honda family. In the past, when the sedan is more popular, in the era of this kind of medium-sized sedan in 3 models from Japanese brands. Recently, sedan is not popular. Sale is not the same with SUV model. Another one of the Japanese 3 is not sold very well. So no one talk about the Japanese 3. Before we have Honda Accord has seen it 1.5T model and also seen it 2.0-liter hybrid model. At present, 2024 model lineup is divided into 6 basic trim as 2023 model. The price of the MSRP without shipping has increased by $600 to $850 compared to the 2023 model. Today, Chen has a 24 model Touring, even if it's the top of the line Accord. The 2024 Honda Accord Hybrid Touring model uses a 2.0-liter naturally aspirated engine, plus a hybrid system front drive with Honda sensing with 12 speakers, Bose audio, small sunroof, full leather seats, ventilated and heated front seats and heated rear seats with 255, 40 and 19 wheels, with shipping MSRP of $39,740. This is the first Honda Accord Touring model in the world. The engine is from Japan, the transmission is from the US, and the assembly is from the US factory. The MSRP of this car is less than $40,000, and you're going to get outdoor price more than $40,000. If you want to buy a top-of-the-line Accord in the US market, you'll have to have a budget of more than $40. This Touring trim from the front is a small decoration, is a little update from other trims. In the overall shape and other versions are the same. Front of the hood looks longer. Above also does not portray too much of the kind of hard lines. The design of the front light clusters than the previous generation. Looks flatter than the design. Is the grille, a lot of use of glossy black. The part above the Honda logo can be seen is for future upgrades to the equipment. Can also foresee after years the annual revision. It may also be added some trims above the Touring. In front also has a less exaggerated bumper protruding from the platform design traditional bumper position. Below it both black plastic and glossy black trim. In this version, even the top of the line, it is also not equipped with fog lamps. You can clearly see that there is a parking sensors in the Accord lineup, only the mid and high end. Inside look, it appears to be more slender, that we know that in recent generations of the traditional Japanese mid-size car, the Accord's dimensions is relatively large. Since the date of the Accord's debut in the 3 folks of Japanese brands, it appears to be more sporty gene. As we know the design is more sporty in the auto fashion recently, the same thing is to new generation Accord. It still has a very sporty design with a very long front cabin, rear cabin and tailgate with an integrated design. The whole car has a feeling of sitting backward, and the rear tail is designed to be relatively short with a sliding back shape, but not a hatchback, and still a 3-box car, which is not only a common design style of the Honda family's sedans, but also a popular design style for sedans in the automotive world. Touring as the top trim in the family on the side does not simply give up chrome color, but also uses a lot of glossy black decorations, and the 4 doors open at an angle that is not as exaggerated as that of the family's sibling, the CR-V. The opening angle of the rear doors is also relatively large as a sedan. It is not wrapped over the lower edge of the door. As the top trim, only the front 2 windows with a double pane of laminated glass and the rear 2 windows with a single pane of glass. When looking inside the car, the door frame can still be seen in the metal parts of the door frame with not plastic or with a rubber to wrap. The mirror in Touring trim, it is also a unique feature, has turn signal, blind spot monitoring, and the only one in the family of electric folding mirrors. In other levels are all manually folded low models with 17-inch wheels, medium-high trims with 19-inch wheels. In the Touring trim, the wheel, it appears to be black and shiny. Take into account the aesthetic of different people. In the brake system, 1.5T models and 2.0 hybrid models in the front disc is a certain difference. 1.5T models its front disc with a diameter of 11, 5 inches of ventilated discs, 2.0 hybrid models with a diameter of 12, 3 inches of ventilated discs in front of the discs. Rear disc, both are the same with a diameter of 11, 1 inches of solid disc. Because it has a very fastback style, so this trunk tail length is not too long. Trunk above the edge of it also made a small upward look, appears to be more playful. Left and right through the light cluster is also the car world, and retro popular back to a trend. In fact, the light cluster in the center of the logo at it is a split, but outside the cover it made a whole rear bumper platform protrudes from the design is not very exaggerated. Behind it is an exhaust placed on the right side of the hidden design. This is a core key. Even the top of the line doesn't quip the electric tail. Because the Accord's trunk is relatively short, the opening is relatively sharp, the trunk's depth is quite deep, no problem. The closure is quite wide, no problem. In the sedan, the trunk is relatively large. There's a hook on the left, a switch for the second row of seats. Lighting units are placed in the center of the position. On the right for the second row of seats. There's a hook on the left and a hook on the right. Hybrid Accord. Even if it has been designed out a spare tire pit, but there is no spare tire, even non-full size, there is no inside, it has a tire kit. After the second row of seatbacks is folded, it can be seen that the second row of seatbacks and the trunk height, it is a height difference. At the same time, it cannot be so flat. However, in sedan model second seat can be folded, it is already very good to add a lot of convenience. All new Accord maintains the Honda family's latest interior style with a screen that stands out. In the lower trims, a 7-inch LCD screen in the middle and upper trims, and a 12 3-inch LCD screen, and a small lever that runs through the left and right vents, which is a little different from the other models. And in the top trims, it's got the Honda Sensing with an extra low-speed braking assist. Only the front 2 windows are equipped with the one-touch up-down function, while the rear 2 windows are not. The 6-inch head-up display is also unique to the top model, and the instrument panel with an LCD screen is also unique to the touring version of the Accord, and is not available on other Accords. We've seen this screen before on other Honda models, and it's used to display 2 bar graphs of battery charge and fuel level on both sides of the car. On the left side, the outer frame is the power output graph, and the information displayed inside it is adjusted by the wheel on the left side of the steering wheel, which mainly displays multimedia information and voice phone functions. And in the middle, there's a small car logo and a speedometer. The small car logo in the middle of the big Honda series is more delicate, and we've seen it in other models as well. And on the right side, there's a large frame with the speedometer, and in the middle, there's some information about the trip computer. Computer display through the steering wheel, right side of the wheel, to adjust the information displayed inside is still relatively moderate. Including energy conversion map in the middle of the display is still relatively clear. Design is not too chaotic, more focused. Steering wheel is also the family's common style 3-spoke wheel steering wheel. It is made more thick, feel great. Leather is also more delicate. Steering wheel above the shortcut buttons, it is the family's common parts. The back also 2 paddles. Lighting group also has automatic on and off function. Front windshield wipers. It does not have rain sensing function. Automatic anti-rotating screen rear mirror. In the Accord is the middle and high end of the configuration has a glasses box. Its size is still relatively large. There is no panoramic mirror the screen. It, like Honda's family of the new generation of the other products, design a screen it straight to the back and did not tilt to the side of the driver can be seen. Its clarity or response compared to the previous generic still has a great progress comparing the Accord's old version. It is also the only model in the entire car lineup to match the brand stereo. It equips the 12-speaker Bose stereo. At the same time, only in the top of the line only have a satellite radio. Such a configuration iPhone's CarPlay Android cell phone connectivity can be realized wirelessly connection. You can also hear it, this feedback sound is still relatively crisp. As the top of the Accord, it equips reversing camera does not have a panoramic image, but it has a front and rear parking sensor. Reversing camera, bumper overlooking. The entire model line does not match the panoramic camera. Family common air conditioning control panel as the top of the Accord, it is ventilated seats. Also has a seat heating function. In other grades do not have a seat ventilation function. Underneath there are 2 small ports. One is charging port, the other is data interaction port. Below there is a wireless cell phone charging plate. Driving modes, the car there are 4 driving modes. One is the custom mode, sport mode, normal mode. And the eco mode, there are drive modes, an automatic mode, a charging mode, and when there's enough power there's an EV mode, and the arm box opens up to a very large volume with a 12-volt, 180-watt charger socket inside and velvet lining in the 4 rings or the bottom layer underneath. Sitting in it feels very consistent with other versions of the Accord. only that its configuration is relatively high. Although it is the top of the line, but did not feel the configuration of the high R, just relatively higher than the other versions. Now, I adjusted to the lowest seat. You can see the space performance of the Accord in the 3 cars before there is also the traditional Japanese mid-size sedan 3, so a statement that the Accord is very good in the performance of space. The shape of the seat of the Accord, you can feel that it should be very comfortable to sit on the seat, is very wide. Seat cushion is long and high enough to support all parts of the body. Although its adjustment is not so complex, even the lumbar support is only 2 adjustments. Of the main driver has 2 memory, the passenger side of the lumbar support adjustment, but a memory, however, it can give you a good support of every part of the body to take care of the body. At the same time, in this top of the line, it official did not explain it. This leather is what material, but it does feel slightly thicker. The top of the line, Accord material at upper. This is the soft slush molding material, imitation leather slush material, leather decorative panel, and this piece of it, it looks like leather. But not underneath, is a hard plastic. On the door panels, on the top of slush molding leather. Underneath is a hard plastic on the doors. The board can put a cup of water. Storage compartment is relatively large, back against the center console on it. Upper is imitation leather. Lower is hard plastic. Elbow, it can lean on the place, are leather material. Hand can touch, not too much hard plastic. Accord the second row of seats. It is in fact quite comfortable. A bit of the old senior car. The feeling of the once when a medium-sized class of cars. You do not have a comfortable second row of seats. You are not good to keep up with peers. But look at it now, want to find a very comfortable second row of seats in the car. This second row of seats, no problem. I feel very comfortable to sit. Everyone from the outside to see, even if you do not sit. The seat shape has a convex and warped. Its filler is in the middle of soft and hard, moderately soft a little bit. Of a feeling, there is also a sense of humidity sunk into the feeling of the inside of the seat. Then its seat cushion is high and long enough to give you a good leg support. And then space, head space. If back to do a notch, my head space is no problem. Leg space. This seat at his seat back is flush with the pilasters. Leg space is also very big. Now at manufacturers are running to SUV. Make efforts in the sedan. On the manufacturers, it is really not much. Even in the US market, a lot of manufacturers have already stopped playing the sedan. I feel very sorry to this as a sedan fan. In the top of the Accord, it only equipped with a small sunroof, not equipped with a large sunroof. On both sides of the 2 seats, it in the top is the exclusive seat heating function. The switches are on the armrest, the door panel material, no curtain, above slush molding, below the imitation leather, below the hard plastic. The height of the central armrest, it is a bit low. In comparison, also do not have any damping directly in the seat. Above with 2 water cup holders. It is also no way with the trunk through. The summary is our 2024 top-of-the-line Accord video. Overall, it seems that this Accord configuration is slightly higher than other versions. From the Accord, I personally still prefer, compared to other products in the same class, it's more space inside, some better driving quality, feel better. For many years we know clearly in the US market this traditional 3 mid-size sedans, Accord price has always been relatively high, but today Japanese cars are more high profile. It is hard to say which price is higher, which is lower. I personally prefer sedan seating position. It is a little lower driving feeling, better than SUV. But the current sedan is really not popular. We prefer to sit in a higher position. The legs can relax a bit. Loaded space, it can be better, even if the price is a little higher. Some friends will choose SUV. From the market point of view, the current manufacturers are also trying very hard to lead the consumer to the SUV. In the market, no matter how big or small you are, there must have a suitable for you. Finally, choose what you like. Don't control. Don't be shy. Above video, thank you all.